This is going to be game 2 between Mouse Mana and Mouse Naama. I'm Galaxy StarCraft, your host. Welcome to the world of StarCraft 2. We have a game on Metaloplolis, with Mana spawning on the 6 o'clock position as the blue Protoss. And then Naama, the red Terran, will be at the 3 o'clock position. And if we recall last game on Scrap Station, if you haven't seen that game, go see it now, because spoilers are coming. Mana did a timing push where he had 2 mortals, a handful of zealots, and a couple of stalkers, a few sentries, and basically that composition wrecked Naama's world. So Naama only had a Raven, and that Raven really was pretty useless, and then he had a few Marines, Marauders, and a tank. So we'll just have to see what these players have in store for us this game. I do want to say that the video quality probably isn't as good as what you're used to. What happened is that I bought a video software that was not very good at processing videos, but it was cheap. And I didn't realize it was going to be such a piece of junk. So I'm working on buying a new piece of video software. I had a 30-day trial on one that was really good. So for a while my videos were very good quality. But I don't really have a lot of money. I'm unemployed and I lost my unemployment. All I'm saying to you is that I have no money, like literally no money. I can't even buy food right now. So spending like $60 on video encoding software just isn't really practical right now. But I do want to bring you good quality videos. So I am looking on eBay. I think that they're for maybe $10 or $15 you can get something, and I might just do that. It looks like Naama bringing 4 SCVs off the line to try and attack this probe. This probe will now harass this SCV, which is building the barracks. And of course, you know, it's just the little barracks harassment there. Let's see what Mana is doing. His gateway is now finished, and last build he built a cybernetics core, a robo facility, and a gateway. Just see what he does this time. He does know where Naama is. I don't think Naama has scouted quite yet. Ooh, now he's just discovering where Mana is. It is the close ground positions on this map, which means that it will be harder to take a third base, no doubt, unless you want to take a secret third base. And I was telling you about my financial situation, not because I want anything from you. Please do not think that I'm asking you for money. I am not at all. I'm just trying to describe for you the dire situation which I'm in order to explain why it is that the video quality isn't as good as it should be. And of course that will change. My circumstances will stabilize eventually, and I know I'll be just fine. So don't worry about me. I'll be fine. Please don't give me money or anything like that. I'm not asking for that. It's a silly thing to only bringing up because you should know that I care about video quality. Don't think that I don't. I will get to it as soon as I can. Ooh, look, the first Stalker is coming out now for Mana. Pretty darn standard, I'd say, and Warp Gate technology is coming. He is saving up for that 100 gas and will build a robo facility, as he did last game. A safe choice versus Terran because of Cloak Banshees. The threat is always imminent. You know, you never know. And Mana will be scouting now, and you will see the bunker there. And that bunker does tell you that your opponent is probably teching. So we do have a starport on the way. This is the classic 1-1-1 build. A reactor on the barracks. And a tech lab on the factory, which will probably be swapped at the starport. I'm just guessing about that. Last game, Naama did build some tanks and got siege tank tech. So I didn't really pay out well for him because he only had a couple of tanks. And the Immortals pretty much slice through those tanks. Second gas now complete for Mana, so a later second gas. And a second gateway now. So let's open the production tab so you guys can see what's going on. But Mana hasn't put guys in his gas just yet. Either he doesn't want it to yet, or he's simply forgotten and it was a mistake. In the base of Naama, it looks like the reactor is complete. Yeah, so it looks like this starport and tech lab didn't get swapped. So it looks like he does have this tech lab finished. And will he build a Raven? Last time he built a Banshee first. Yeah, he is building a Raven first. So I'm actually surprised considering last game the Raven didn't really help all too much, and this is looking to be a facsimile of last game. Right now, the Observer is going to go over the base of Naama right when the Ravens are about halfway done. So these players are giving us sort of an identical build on a different map. Siege tank tech is being researched at the moment, and no siege tanks quite yet. So I would say very early siege tank tech. It may even be a little bit of a mistake. I mean, I think that if you're going to go for a starport with a Raven, and it's very gas heavy, and you might want to get siege tank tech a little bit later if you're going to be doing that. But that's just a thought. And the Raven will complete, and this Observer will be shot down, no problem. This Elnanka Tower is taken by Naama. And it looks like, ooh, unlike last game, mana is going to be fast expanding. And Naama, of course, knows about that since his SCP is here patrolling. Mana is sending out another scout probe. He seems to like to do that a lot, sending out probes to scout quite a bit. Let's follow this probe and see what its fate will be, see what it sees. It is, of course, just going to see this bunker here. Okay, no, it's actually just looking for... And there's another probe right here, so... I like how Mana loves to scout. Anyway, yeah, so we have a fast expansion, and this is a departure from the build. Last time, he built 2 Immortals, and then a 3rd gateway, and then he pushed with those units and didn't have an expansion. So, if he decides to push now, looks like Naama isn't being... if he decides to push now, it won't be as effective because he put all that money into the expansion. It looks like Naama, sieging his tanks here, isn't looking to be in an aggressive position at the moment. He's obviously saving up his money for something. Oh, he's building a command center. So, yes. So that means that both these players, basically, instead of attacking with their units at around the 8 to 9 minute mark, are just building an expansion. So, which means that they want to delay their push a little while longer for the, for the sake of economy. Although we do see a small little push here by Mana, possibly. Come on, we'd love to see some action in this game. That is one thing, when your opponent is a practice buddy and you're used to his style, it kind of gives you games which aren't necessarily as contentious as other games, you know? I mean, like there was the 1-push win from last game. Now here we have a push that is basically identical to last game. However, it is coming a little bit later. And this time Naama, I think, will be ready for it. He does have a couple of bunkers and siege tanks, so this looks very different from last game, and I don't think this is going to work out too well. SCVs being taken off the line and repair the bunkers. Immortals being shot down by the tanks. The Immortals were trying to focus fire those siege tanks. The point defense drone was a little bit effective, but there weren't too many stalkers in that composition. And in the end, Mana decided to run away. His Immortal is at half health. Probably a good choice not to lose that Immortal. Yeah, again, I think that I may not cast another game between these two players unless it's on the internet. I mean, unless it's being, in like a tournament, because I feel like these players play each other so much because they're on the same team. They practice together. It's not quite as interesting. So, Mana is trying to take care of this Stalker, but Raven. Whoa! Mana's Stalkers are trying to take care of this Raven, and I'm just going to fast forward through this game a little bit, because I'm personally not really enjoying it too much. You see that the expansions are complete for both players, and we have a Dark Templar Shrine. I think I'm going to fast forward it pretty much until the Dark Templars are complete and out. I think that, when players, they know each other, it's just the game isn't just that exciting, so I don't want to bore you by pretending it's really exciting. I mean, look at these players are just kind of turtling and just getting up the composition that they want, da-da-da-da-da-do. So, I don't know if you're going to appreciate this or not, but it certainly saved me a little bit of time. It looks like we have a secret expansion from Naama. Very cool. And here we have some Dark Templars. So let's slow it down now. And the Dark Templars are now done. So let's go see what they can do. A couple of Zealots there, which are a distraction. Oh, but Naama actually runs away with all of his SCVs, but the Raven fortunately can see Dark Templars, and both of them died pretty much with no kills. So that was pretty darn useless. And now we have this expansion, which hasn't done anything for Naama just yet. You may want to transfer some SCVs there. And a couple of Dark Templars are just chilling out here, waiting for something to happen. Oh, looks like we have another push. Very cool. So we will have something happen. Just fast forward a little bit until the push happens. Looks like he's just going to run away with these units. So I'm going to just fast forward until something actually happens here. I'm not really too interested in what's going on. Just keep fast forwarding. I'm saving both you and me a lot of time. I hope this is not that professional, but you know, if you don't feel like there's going to be a good game, then you can just fast forward through it. I mean, I don't want to bore anyone. Oh, looks like we have a drop coming. So yeah, we're just going to get this is basically, think of this as like the highlights from the game. Okay, yeah. But this drop is going to be thwarted away. Oh no. And finally, this expansion is being mined only for gas. Interesting. And Naama has built a supply depot here, making sure that Mana doesn't... I don't think Mana knows about that expansion. No, he doesn't. Mana trying to build a ninja expansion of his own. We look at the army count. It is 171 versus 171 versus 153, favoring Naama. These banshees are... This banshee is just chilling here, so we will fast forward a little bit until Mana decides to push, or vice versa. This game is long, but I don't think that this game is long because it had to be long. It's long because these players are just kind of hanging out, having a good time. It's interesting the dynamics just that these games take when it's not like an opponent in a tournament or someone you don't know. If you're playing your best friend and you played them like 50 to 100 times, I think that your games will look different for someone you don't know. You don't know what they're capable of or what they're going to do. So that's the third time I've said that, so I think I'm pretty much trying to justify why it is I am not. Okay, so looks like this expansion was taken out, and we do have another expansion from Naama, another hidden expansion, which Mana will see. Mana is now trying to take the gold expansion. And he's still not aware of this expansion from Naama, so it could be considered a mistake. Naama is just kind of turtling here happily with his hidden expansion. Ooh, and Mana is finally pushing. Scan going down to spot Dark Templars. Sensor tower is in the middle, is kind of in the way of these units. Storm's going down, forcing those bio units to run away. All the bio units are pretty much running away from the storms. These tanks are... this mouse. I'm so sorry when that happens. These tanks are wrecking havoc right now and will, I think, eventually be taking out. So this push was pretty good from Mana. Just a few stalkers remain from Mana and one zealot. So Naama is running away with all his SCVs. I would say that Mana had a very good composition there, a few Immortals and a High Templar, able to breeze through there seemingly effortlessly. And Zealots with Charge are a terrific unit, are now going to be chopping away these SCVs. It is not looking good for Naama right now. He very well could lose this game. But there are so many production facilities from Naama. He is producing as many units as he can as fast as possible, and I think will be able to obliterate this force of Mana. Ooh, meanwhile we have a counter drop in the base of Mana, and Mana is losing. He's recently warped in units, so it didn't really do too much. And Naama now feels safe to land his expansion and is going to resume mining there. Meanwhile, his base here, you can see, is still healthy and alive. But the gold from Mana is up, and I think we finally have a game here. Although it is 126 versus 87, Mana does have his third up now, so what Mana needs to do is build more production facilities, and he needs to get upgrades for his units. He does have a Dark Templar Shrine, which is good, but it hasn't really been that good. He's 0-0-0. He needs to start upgrading his units. Meanwhile, actually looks like Naama is 0-1 for his tanks. 1-0 for his infantry, so 1 armor. And this Dark Templar is pretty annoying. The first time I've seen these Dark Templar do anything in this game. EMP going down, so... Looked like there was a little bit of lag. Another aggressive push by Mana. Storming those SCVs, and look at all these SCVs that go down there. That is a beautiful sight. But Mana has so many production facilities that his macro is so good right now. He will be able to take care of that. And Naama, his macro is so good right now. He did take care of that push, and he does now know of the third base by Mana, which is happily mining these gold minerals. If you look at the vision for both players, Mana finally knows of this secret expansion, and he is sending some zealots up there to try and do some damage. Naama, realizing that he will probably die if he doesn't take this third out, is trying to push with his units here, but there are just too many forces from Mana at the moment. Here we have some zealots wrecking havoc at last on the secret base by Naama. He doesn't have any kind of defenses whatsoever, except for a missile turret. Mana is now in a commanding lead, I would say. He is ahead in the Harvester count, 54-32. Zealots are cheap, and they are being run away as if they were cheap poor hookers at the siege tank. They're just like getting obliterated. It's like, I don't care about you zealots. We're gonna send you into the siege tank. That's what they're good for. Yeah. And it's 86 versus 68, now favoring Mana. So Colossi are now out. Thermal Lance being upgraded. There's just one Colossus though, I think. Yes, just one Colossus. And I think that we're just waiting for Naama to lose this. He is trying to take this gold. This was forced to lift off, and it will die. Mana is now joining these zealots with the rest of his army. Naama, again, still trying to tenaciously trying to take out the third base of Mana. If he's not successful, then unfortunately he will fall behind. Well, he's already behind. He will fall behind even more. He's down by a third of the harvesters. We look at the units lost. He's lost. Naama has lost quite a few more resources. And in the income tab, he is not getting. He's getting about half the income. So that gives you kind of the state of the game right now. Well, I don't really see. That is 1 to 8 gateways. That's a lot of gateways. This composition of Dark Templar, High Templar, and Colossus is very potent. And I think that Mana is going to fall. We did have a game at last. It took us a while to get there. Thank you for hanging in there with me. If we recap, basically the first 15 minutes wasn't that exciting, but finally we had you know, it wasn't clear who was going to win, and it looks like Mana outplayed Naama in this game, and that makes him basically 2-0 in the games I've casted of these two players recently. Thanks a lot for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed. Do subscribe to my YouTube channel, subscribe to my Twitter, because I keep you updated on when I will be casting live tournaments. I am Galaxy StarCraft, signing out.